a very good report for the city. The next graph is a comparison of the water and sewer and sanitation fund. The blue represents the revenue, the gold represents the expenses. There was just a little bit of increase in the revenue. The sanitation rate went up about 4%. The expenses, there's a little bit of an increase there. Three major players in that. The administrative fee that paid to the general fund went up about $20,000. The sanitation contract expense went up about $90,000. However, that we had a reduction in the sewer department of about $75,000 because the prior year had some specific activity related to the sludge removal and some drainage issues. The next graph is the gas utility fund. Again, you see a little bit of an increase in the revenue, and that just relates to increased usage. Evidently, this past year was a little colder than the year before, so we used a little more gas. The gold shows some decreases in expenses as well. The prior year, we had about $75,000 that we had paid for road improvements or repairs, and also each year there is an allocation of the pension fund expense, and that calculation is just a bear. But anyway, it's based on actuarial reports, and this year it was about $22,000 less than the previous year, so that represents the decrease in that expense. We are pleased to report that there are no findings. We do, however, have a number of management comments that are recommendations for improvement, either to tighten down some policies, clarify some policies, improve some processes. And so I think they're all pretty straightforward, and management has provided a response to each one as well. So in the interest of time, I will refrain from going over those, but it is something that we do take very serious, and we think they're all valid comments. But if you would like more information, Marlene would be thrilled to go over them. Any other questions? There's just a wealth of information in here. So.
Yeah, just some observations. Looking at the balance sheet, our debt is still about $4.5 million. Okay, so that's on page 16. Page 20 talks about cash equivalents. We have $5.88 million, of which $2.4 million in the government fund, $3.5 million in the business fund. So from a liquidity standpoint, we're in good shape. Total assets, $36.5 million, liabilities, $7.6 million. So from the net asset standpoint, slightly over $29 million. So that number continues to go right. The last thing I would look at as I look through this, our balance on the hot funding is $186,000, and the fund balance overall is just shy of $1 million. So that's, and I look at from a liquidity standpoint, I understand that's my sense when we came out of the report. So financially, we're in good shape.
You're in very good shape compared to 5 years ago. The change is tremendous. So congratulations to you guys and your staff. You've done a very good job of taking your finances serious, doing your budgets, looking after things. So I really commend you on that.
Thank you very much, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move that we take action to accept the fiscal year 2017-18 audit presented by Gibson, Reddick, and Patterson as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion made in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. Y'all take care.
City manager.
Mayor, the last item on the action agenda is discuss, consider, and take action to approve resolution 2019-0401, establishing a bike share program at the visitor center.
Okay. Do we have the bikes already?
We have 14 bikes. Cell Ross just gave us another handful of them. The National Guard is going to be refurbishing them for us, so we can add more bikes to our little bike share fleets. So at this point, the resolution is there to create the program. We don't have a full implementation plan on it yet, so we'll present that to council later. So council so chooses to table this until that implementation plan is ready, that I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I think we should.
Can I get a motion before you guys discuss?
No, we didn't. I know that's why you're going like this. So I'll entertain a motion on this.
The challenge is, I'd like to wait, but there are a number of things we'd like to talk about.
Yeah, that's sort of ups.
Yeah. So I move that we consider the action and potentially table it following discussion.
There you go. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion?
So now discussion, because we don't want to talk about it. One of the things I think will be important from a implementation standpoint is covering insurance waivers, because that'll be, we, the city, do not want to find ourselves at risk of a liability of having a bike share program, someone fall off, break their whatever, and come back and sue us for that. Second question will be, we'll want to understand what the cost to maintain the bicycles is. Sounds like the National Guard working, and that's great. What's the long-term plan? And the third is, are we going to end up competing with others who are renting bikes in the city of Alpine? Well, those are my three things.
I know that Mick and I had talked about on the implementation as far as securing them as well, making sure that they get returned and they don't get run off. And so part of that is they would have to request the bike in person, provide some identification, and sign off on a waiver holding us harmless of liability in case there's an injury. Also, we'll have on there some common sense items that the riders agree to follow all the traffic laws and safety while they're on the streets and only ride in allowable areas. The cost to maintain, the bikes that we got are in pretty good shape from Marfa. They're built for ruggedness and durability. And the only thing that we're doing to them right now is painting them and retagging them with the Visit Alpine. The Visit Alpine decals on them. Long term, there will probably be some tires. What they're going to be doing with these new bikes is stripping the gears off of them so that we don't have to worry about messing with gears and extra chains and things like that. So they'll just have a brake. That's about it. That'll reduce maintenance issues with them and also put on some of those sturdier tires on there so that they'll last longer. Maintenance will probably run us, depending on the year and how much use we get out of it, anywhere from maybe $10 to $15 a bike to we may have to just throw the bike out. But considering at this point that the ones that are coming from Cell Ross were all free, I think it's a win for us.
What about competition?
As far as competition, Chris Ruggia did talk with some others here in the city. He talked to the gentleman across the street who actually fixes the bike to kind of get an idea of what that cost was going to be for us. I think there are 2 other individuals that are looking at doing a rental. Their program is gonna work a little differently. Our bikes need to be returned by a specific time, and theirs are gonna be rented out, different. They did not seem to feel that our program would be in competition with theirs.
Okay.
In fact, they're helping us identify bike racks so that we can also purchase and set up bike racks along the downtown so they can secure the bikes from our program.
Right. And we talked to Martha, because I know they had some monitors on their bikes.
Yes. So the reason they gave us, or that we got their bikes so cheap is because the software platform that these particular bikes is no longer being supported. They got new bikes with new software where they go and just kind of swipe their own little card on there to pay for their rental. But that's not available with ours. Ours is going to have to be kind of old school, where people actually check out the bike and then have to return it by a certain
Back to
time.
the visitor center. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the large cities where they've had the bike rental programs, they're getting rid of them because people just park the bikes and walk away. And all the residents are going nuts because you may have 3 or 4 bikes just parked in the corner and no one's going to collect them. So taking them back to a point, I think is really.
Yeah, I saw that in San Antonio, but they monitor them, because people drop them off wherever. Then they have a team that comes in at night,
Well, those are the birds.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
are
those
the
little scooters, yeah.
That's a mess
Yeah.
everywhere.
and they're laying them all over the place. I
Yeah.
saw them just everywhere down St.
And
Mary's.
actually, so people sign up to pick them all up, charge them, and they get paid to charge them and then put them back out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a mess because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But the bikes, if you take them with an app, it'll continue to charge you unless you return it to a station. But it has been an issue in other cities, and we're hoping this will work out in that people will return them.
Back to basics. Okay.
Jessica? So I'm assuming that the vision of the bike share program is it's another means of people to get off of their cars and get on a bike and tour the city and enjoy it. Right.
Reducing parking needs also.
Parking, will there be a designated parking somewhere?
Well, they'll be parking at the visitor center to pick up the bike.
At the visitor center. Okay. So adequate parking for one. Second, when the street survey is done, we can look forward to bike paths.
Well, when we get to a full study, and we get public input, we can talk about some kind of sharrows or bike lanes.
For safety.
In the Corridor 67 study, it did come up, and because of the amount of space available right now on E and on Holland, that would probably be a dangerous thing to do. But they could do an alternate and cover the cost for us to put a bike lane, maybe like on Sul Ross, or maybe on Murphy that runs the length. And they have a program and program funds to do that on our behalf. This would be an alternate route for them. And then our own, we'd have to figure out our own.
Will there be a theme place for the use of the bikes? Or?
No,
Free?
they'll be free.
And with no gear, they'll be staying in the few block radius.
Don't try to go up the mountain
That's right.
because you're gonna want more.
Okay, any more discussion? Good. Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hands. Opposed, like sign, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, any council member comments? We start.
Thanks guys for coming out, it was a great meeting.
Good meeting, thanks for coming, see you next month.
And thanks for coming, thanks for the comments during the public hearings.
Yes, sir, thank you all very much, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Yes,
What
ma'am.
about Saturday?
Saturday,
The logo, give that down.
I'm going to talk about it, you know more about it than I do.
Well,
So, Mr. Mayor, I propose pursuant to Texas Government Code 55-1.071, consultation with Creator Matter, which is duty of the city manager under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct conflict. This chapter requires discussion by having a closed session to receive feedback from the independent city management consultant, considering issues brought forward to city council and or deliberate performance of city.
Okay.
Is that,
Okay, motion's made second. All those in favor, any discussion?
you want to take that?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna take a little break. Yes. Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, like sign. What time is it? 7:16?
7:15.
7:15. Take a 5-minute break.
That's good.